Because it started to get to me after a while.
What do you mean?
I've always been conflicted about it, I guess, but I wasn't conscious of it until later, years later. At first I was just blown away by the chance, the opportunity, the challenge of making this film, and I went into it like it was a regular film, like another production of mine, not thinking too much about the long-term effects, what it would mean to society if it was ever discovered.
Mm-hmm. What are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about. You're referring to something.
The fake moon landing.
The rumor about the fake moon landing. You're saying is not a rumor, or not is not an urban legend. You're saying it's true.
Yes, I'm sorry. I thought you knew that.
No, I didn't. I mean, I've heard it like anyone else has heard it, but you. Okay.
Yeah, it was fake.
Wait, okay. And I thought, okay, I have written down, and I thought you agreed to talk about Barry Lyndon. You agreed about The Killing, Clockwork Orange. I mean, we're going to cover all these films, and I hope we still can. But what you're telling me is this? Because I've never. I think it would make the news if you're telling me now for the first time. And why me? Why not? Why not CNN or?
What? The rumors were true.
Okay. Okay, well, I obviously want to understand what the hell what you're talking about here. Okay, but why are you telling me? I'm a nobody.
The moon landings were fake.
Okay, and I want to hear what the hell you're saying. I don't know. Tell me how, what, when, where. I'd like to hear the story about this, but why are you telling me? And is that so? That's the 15-year thing. So that makes sense now. That's why I can't release this for 15 years. That makes total sense now.
Yes. And my upcoming film, Eyes Wide Shut, is all about secrecy. It takes place in the sexual underground, but it's really about secrecy.
Okay. Well, before we even talk about the meta of secrecy, like what the F's are like. Wait. Start from the beginning here. Can you start from the beginning?
Secrecy.
Okay, but let's take it back to the beginning. We didn't land on the moon, you're saying, and you
No, we didn't land on the moon.
Okay, so I was born in 71.
Nobody landed.
I was born in 71. I didn't see that stuff anyway. So just how about you walk me through it? If you have, just indulge me here. We'll just do it quickly, or as quickly as we can. How did something like this start? Do you apply to an ad to film the moon landings?
No,
like what?
I was contacted by NASA.
Okay, when, where, why? I mean, what happened?
Before I started making 2001, so in the mid-'60s sometime.
After Kennedy said his thing, you're saying?
Well, considerably after then, yeah. And they had seen Dr. Strangelove, and I had originally requested use of the B-52 to film part of Dr. Strangelove, and they refused. But they were very impressed by the final.
Great film.
It's one of my personal favorites. Yes, they were very impressed by the look of it.
They wouldn't let you use a B-52 that you asked for, right?
No, they would not.
Why not? I mean, well then, so you have on Rocky. Was it Rocky?
It's just force of habit. I think they're just very secretive.
Okay,
keeping in with the theme of.
But yeah, even though they denied you there, you're saying, well, so when you're doing 2001, obviously that's the space movie. So you're saying when you're doing the space movie, they contacted you then? I mean, obviously there's a relationship between that?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, so what happened?
And they were planning this fake moon landing. They wanted.
But why did they have to fake it? Why?
Because it is impossible to get to the moon. If you ask any scientist, we couldn't do it. Okay. There's the Van Allen belt, which is it's impossible to get past.
Okay.
If you think of our space program and how many trips we have made since the alleged moon landing,
right?
They stopped in 1972. What sense does that even make? That if we went there, 3 or 4 times between 69 and 72, and haven't gone since, nor has anyone else, not even the Russians. It just it's a little bit of a stretch of the imagination to think that we did. You know, why would we not go?
Or no other country.
Because it's impossible to go. The furthest anyone has ever been off this planet is about 400 miles.
Wow.
The moon is what? Several hundred.
It's a quarter million.
Yes, miles away. It's just not possible. It wasn't possible in 1969, and it's not possible now. Anyway, he complimented me on 2001, and then he said, speaking of space, you know about President Kennedy's prediction of going to the moon by the end of the decade.
Well, it was almost like a mandate. Like he sort of like, threw the gauntlet down.
And he said, well, time is running out, and we want to do that. But we can't. It's impossible. We tried. We've been testing this for years. As you may have heard, there was a launch pad accident in 1967 in which the famous Gus Grissom was killed and 2 other astronauts. Gus was a good guy. But anyway, and it can't be done. We talked to every scientist imaginable. It just cannot be done. But after seeing your film, I am convinced, and the gentlemen at NASA are also convinced, that you can help us make people believe that we have been to the moon and back.
And you must have been startled at that moment. Okay.
Actually, a little bit, but I also knew where this was going, and I thought, what a trip. What a trip this is for me, as an artist.
Okay, you were still young and wide-eyed.
I couldn't help it. Okay. It's part of being. It's like the. It's the DNA or something of an artist.
Like your adrenaline got going.
Yes.
Your juice is flowing. Okay.
Yeah.
Go on.
And I was excited. He didn't even have to finish, but he did, and explained to me that he wanted me to film a fake landing with fake astronauts. Well, not real astronauts, but faking the exploration of space.
Because they just knew they couldn't get there.
Because there was just no way we could get there.
And the political, I mean, they'd spent all that money, I guess. And
yes.
There was a political brinksmanship going on.
Of course, Nixon wanted to make a big splash. It was early in his presidency.
Yeah, and, that would have made him look really like a failure.
He wanted to. He wanted his approval points up, and he thought nothing could do it better than this, to fulfill this dream that America has had as a country since the Kennedy years.
Okay, so you're saying the motivation was PR.
PR, absolutely, plain and simple,
okay.
PR.
All right, and the geopolitical chess match between Russia that was going on, it would have weakened their position, so to speak.
Yes.
And I guess
that
money.
Was background. That was great background for the story. Yes.
But also, it must have been about
because there was
about
still
money.
A red fear, a communist fear among the people.
Right. Sure. That was right. You're kind of yeah. Sure. I mean, missile crisis and all that. Okay. But it's also really about like anything else about money. I mean, they'd spent. Well, the equivalent of $1 billion, almost $1 trillion of our dollars now on this program.
Yes, in addition to being impossible and unsafe, it was also terribly expensive.
But what I'm saying is that it was so expensive that to fail would not, quote unquote, not be an option. In other words, at a certain point, you spend so much taxpayer money. My question I'm asking is Nixon motivated, whoever these men that decided this to perpetrate this fraud, was it the money? In other words, if you can't go to or maybe you can, I don't know. Can you go to the American people after spending $1 trillion and say, we got nothing to show for it?
No.
So
obviously.
But I'm saying is how much of that was the motivation?
Of course, that was a huge part of it. A huge part of it.
It's the part, really. Again, so many people, and the funding would have dried up. You have to go with that because that's going to be the whole Neil thing. That's why Neil goes along with it, because so Neil doesn't want the program to die.
Right.
Okay. So it's the money. It's the right. It's the PR politics. It's Russia, and it's the money. Okay.
Yes.
So it's balls and so it's already. So what did Nixon say at the very end? He looked me in the eye. Give me the clothes. Okay. So and give me some color, like some things
okay.
happening. So, he sat down and he sighed, looked into the fireplace. Give me some details.
All right.
So he said all that, and then what?
I think this was hard for him to get out, this next part. But he said the NASA's funds are just drying up.
They can't fund something that doesn't work.
Yes.
If we don't fake it, if we tell them the truth, the money goes away, and we think we're this close.
Yes.
So we have to lie. It's a good lie. It's a lie for a good reason. We're this close.
Yes.
But they never got closer. So it was even in earnest, maybe, perhaps. Got it? So Nixon says
it was hard for him to say this next part. He was looking into his drink, kind of like I am now, and finally he said that we can't tell people the truth, that we can't get to the moon. It would be disastrous for NASA. Their funding would dry up. People wouldn't have faith in them anymore. It would be like
faith. It would be over,
failure.
right? It would be over.
Yes, it would be absolutely over. So if we fake this moon landing, it would do nothing but increase the reputation, and we could go again and again if we had to.
Well, I mean, just to go the first time. I mean, so they wanted to keep the funding going. Why? Because.
Well, obviously, what do you mean?
Why they wanted to lie about the moon landing to keep the funding going? Why?
Just to keep NASA viable.
Why though? Why?
Why not? Because people believe in NASA.
No, because they thought that the moon landing was just a few more years. That if they would get there, they just kept the funding going. They could get there. They could figure the problems out, but they never did. So that's the point. It's not arbitrary. We want to keep NASA alive because it's the dream, and we knew that they.
Oh, so you're saying NASA believed they still could.
At the time, and then finally it hit them. Probably by 75, we're fucking never getting there.
All right, okay.
That's the sympathetic reason why they did this. Right. And you're like, wow, that makes sense, but it's still wrong. Get it?
Okay, yeah.
So that's a big thing. I said this to you before. Let's try again. Ready? So Nixon says what?
He looked at his drink kind of like this and said. We have to fake this. We have to fake this moon landing, just to keep interest in NASA, and in the next few years, we might actually be able to go for real.
Come on,
because we wouldn't give up. We'd still work on it. We would still be working on it, trying to make this trip possible. But we have to do it now.
No, because they were so close,
Because we were so damn close. We had to do it now.
And if you didn't lie, it would dry up. We were on the brink of something.
Yes, and if we didn't fake this, if we didn't lie about it, eventually people would lose interest, and the funding would dry up for NASA. It would just cease to exist. And the dream would be dead. It would be gone. The greatest thing in the world for this country would be to go to the moon, and that being gone, it would be just devastating for the national mood.
So about money,
and
I'm just giving you lines. So it was about the money. It was about the morale.
Yeah, it was about morale. It was about money. It was about money. It was about morale, chiefly money. As most things.